Whether you're planning to paint or wallpaper a room, the most important part of decorating is the prep. This video will show you how to get any room in your home ready for decorating. This is something that is often overlooked or rushed, but if done properly, it can save you time and money in the long run. You'll need the following safety equipment: safety glasses or goggles, dust masks, gloves, and then for the room prep itself, you'll need these materials: dust sheets, rags, plastic bags, filler, masking tape, a screwdriver, a putty knife or wallpaper scraper, a bucket, sandpaper, a vacuum cleaner, and some sugar soap. To get started, you'll need to clear the space of any furniture and take everything off the walls. If you can, remove the objects entirely from the room, but if you can't, then just move them to the centre of the room and cover with a dust sheet. When it comes to removing things from the walls, make sure to take out any nails and tacks as well. The only reason you might want to leave them in is if you're going to be painting and know that you'll be hanging something in the exact same place. And let's not forget floors. You'll need to cover all of your flooring with dust sheets or plastic covers to protect them from any paint splatters or wallpaper paste. When you're laying down the floor coverings, try to smooth them out as much as possible. The last thing you want is to trip over and bump and spill paint everywhere. One last thing before we get prepping is to cover anything that you can't remove. Things like light fixtures, electrical sockets, and doorknobs. In most cases, you can just secure a plastic bag around the object with some masking tape. When it comes to electrical sockets, if you feel comfortable, it's best to remove the covering. Before you do this, you'll need to switch off the fuse for the room you're working in, then you can screw the cover off and tape up what's left of the socket to stop any paint or paste getting in. Now it's time to prep your surfaces. This is based on bare walls. You might be starting with wallpaper on your walls, so make sure you've stripped that away before moving on to the next stage. We're aiming for a smooth, clean surface for each wall, so whether it's stubborn bits of wallpaper or old flaky paint, you're going to want to use a putty knife or a wallpaper scraper, either will work, to remove them. Next up, we're going to clean the walls. Using your sugar soap diluted in warm water and a sponge or cloth, work your way down each wall, cleaning away any obvious marks or stains. It doesn't need to be perfect, but the fewer marks the paint needs to cover, the better. If you encounter any holes in the wall, now is the time to fill them. Remember, if you're putting things back on the walls in exactly the same places, then don't fill those holes, as you'll only be making more work for yourself down the line. For any holes or chips that you do want filled, we're going to use our filler and a filling knife or scraper. Load up the knife with filler and smooth it over the hole. Once the hole is filled, you'll want to drag your knife across the hole a couple of times to smooth out the fill. If the hole still isn't filled, simply repeat the process until complete. Check the instructions on your filler to see how long it'll take to dry. Once your filler is dry, you'll want to smooth it down to make sure it's flush with the rest of the wall. For safety, it's best to wear a mask and glasses when sanding to keep your eyes and lungs protected. Using your sandpaper, rub in circular motions over the area you've filled until they are smooth. At the same time, look out for any other lumps or bumps that also can be smoothed down. When you're happy that all of your walls are smooth and ready to go, the last thing to do is one final clean. Using a vacuum cleaner, pick up any dust and cobwebs from around the room. Now you're all set for decorating. Be sure to check out either our painting video or wallpapering video for what to do next, and before you know it, you'll have a room that you love.